What up, athletes? Whoop, whoop. All right, welcome to the Mod 4 review test. All right, I'm assuming you've already attempted all these problems, or at least everything you can, and you're watching this to either find out how to do something or just to kind of reinstill those skills. So with that said, let's get into this. Fill in the table using this function rule, y equals 10x plus 2. We're just going to plug in x, right? So y equals 10 times negative 1 plus 2, which is negative 10 plus 2, or negative 8. Now, because these are consecutive 0, 1, and I know the growth, it's growing by 10, that's the slope, right? I can just add 10 to each answer. So negative 8 plus 2 is 10. 10 plus, or I'm sorry, negative 8 plus 10 is 2. My goodness, I'm already starting off the game making mistakes. Negative 10, negative 8 plus 10 is 2. This should be 2. I was just adding 10 to that. And then 2 plus 10 is 12. Look at what I do, man. It's early in the a.m. I need to drink more of my coffee right here. But I leave mistakes in there so you can see me catch them. Why not? This last one is not consecutive, so I'm going to have to plug that back in. And you can plug all these in. Y equals 10 times 5 plus 2, which is just 50, plus 2 is 52. 52, look at that. Awesome. Okay, find an ordered pair, x, y, that is a solution to the equation. Guys, to find an ordered pair, you just pick any number. Since it's in standard form, why not pick, let's pick 0 for x. You can pick any number you want, though. You can put 0 for y, you can put 20 for x, a billion for x. I don't really care, but I'm just going to pick 0. So then I'm going to have 2 times 0 plus y equals 1. Boom. And y equals 1. Look at that. This is an ordered pair. That is a solution to that. Okay? There we go. Graph the line, negative 3x minus 1. Well, gosh. If you know your stuff, this is super duper easy. Are you ready? Starts at negative 1. That's my y-intercept. And then negative 3 over 1 is my slope. So down 1, 2, 3 over 1. I do that a couple times. You can go backwards, up 1, 2, 3, back 1. Okay, I just like to do a bunch of dots so I make a more accurate graph. It's just how I am. All the way through, right, if you're doing it by hand. And don't forget to label it. Y equals negative 3x minus 1. There we go. Boom. Arrows on the end. Good stuff. Off to a quick start, right? You know what to do on this test. It should be a pretty fast test. I'm just going to tell you. It's not going to leave a lot of room for confusion if you know what you're doing. Okay, you can graph this line a number of ways. You can plug in some numbers for x and solve for y, get some ordered pairs. I'd prefer to just solve this for y. So I'm going to have x plus y equals negative 2. I'm going to subtract x from both sides, and I'm done. Because then I'm left with y equals negative x minus 2. And that tells me exactly what I need to do. I go to minus 2, boom, the y-intercept. Negative x is really negative 1, so that means down 1 over 1, right? And once again, we connect the dots. Oops. And label it. You can use whichever one you want, but I'm just going to use the original x plus y equals negative 2. Okay? All right, let's graph the function. G of x equals negative 1/5 x minus 6. Same, guys. Not even harder. Y-intercept is at negative 6. Boom. Slope of negative 1/5 says down 1 over 5. Down 1 over 5. Right there. Perfect. And then I can go up 1, back 5. Perfect. Look at that. This is your line. G of x equals negative 1/5 x minus 6. The equation of a line is given below. 3x minus y equals 6. You find the x-intercepts and the y-intercepts and use them to graph the line. Okay, x and y-intercepts. I know there's an x-intercept where my y is 0, right? And there's going to be a y-intercept where my x is 0. So let's plug in for this one. We're going to have 3x. And when that y is 0, that's just gone, right? So that's going to be 3x equals 6. Divide both sides by 3, and we get x equals 2. So 2, 0 is the x-intercept. And over here, I'm going to plug in 0 for x, which just disappears that. I'm going to have negative y equals 6. Therefore, positive y equals negative 6. So 0, negative 6. So I can go 2, 0, and 0, negative 6. Boom. That's how you use the intercepts to graph the line. See that? And this is a graph of 3x minus y equals 6. Boosh right there. Look at that. Good stuff. Okay. Let's talk about it. Horizontal is a 0 slope. Down to left to right, it's negative. Up from left to right, it's positive. Horizontal is 0. If it were vertical, it would be undefined. That's quick. Find the slope of the line passing through the points. Remember, m equals, slope equals m, which equals rise over run, which equals change in y over change in x, which equals your y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we're just going to subtract it. I'm going to have negative 9 minus negative 3 all over 8 minus negative 4 plus, which equals negative 6 all over 12 or negative 1. There's your slope. X equals 6. Well, let's find x equals 6. Right here, no matter what y is, x equals 6. That's a vertical line at x equals 6. X equals 6. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Graph a line with a slope of 2 and a y-intercept of negative 2. So this would be y equals 2x minus 2, so we'll just go to minus 2. And the 2 tells me up 2 over 1. And I'm going to label it y equals 2x minus 2. Boom. I know, it's super quick. This test is a fast one if you know what you're doing. Oh, and this one wants us to do the same thing, but actually wants us to write the equation of the line. So slope of negative 4/3, intercept, remember y equals mx plus b. So this is going to be y equals our slope of negative 4/3 times x minus 1. So let's go to minus 1. And negative 4/3 goes down 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1, 2, 3. 4 over 1, 2, 3. Oh, look at that. That's a good one. That is y equals negative 4/3 x minus 1. Wow. Going quick. Down to our last two. Complete each statements below about the graph of y equals 1/2 x and y equals x. Compared to the graph of y equals x, the graph of y equals 1/2 x is less steep because it's between 0 and 1. It's compression, right? Vertical compression. Graph of y half x intersects the x-axis at the same point, B. You don't see a plus anything, so they're both intersecting at 0, 0. Okay. Completed statement. So y equals x plus 3 and y equals x. Compared to the graph of y equals x plus 3 is equally steep. It's b because they have the same slope. There's a 1 in front of those x's. Compared to the graph of y equals x, the graph of y equals x plus 3 is at a higher point because that plus 3 moves it up 3. So a higher point. A. Look at that. Boom. And then again, the first 3 terms of the arithmetic sequence are, find the next 2 terms. Well, let's see. That's plus 5, plus 5. So 8 plus 5 is 13. 13 plus 5 is 18. And that's the test. Or at least that's the team test. So this should be a pretty fast test if you know what you're doing. I hope you do. With that said, peace out.